On the 105th episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast, we're going to be talking about some MLB news. We're going to be talking about the NBA draft and some recent signings. We're going to be ranking the top 5 sounds in sports and ending it off with some Hall of Fame, yay or nay. Make sure you use code HatTrick Sports when checking out at w.gg for 10% off your order. Roll it. Welcome to HatTrick Sports, starring your host, Isaiah Carpenter. Bringing you the biggest sports headlines every week. This is the HatTrick Sports Podcast. All right, let's start off with episode 105. Let's start it off with the Major League Baseball news. Clayton Kershaw, one of the greatest left-hand pitchers of all time. I'm not saying the, I'm just saying one of. You guys can attack me in the comments all you want. But Clayton Kershaw is only 3 strikeouts away from his 3,000th strikeout. Only 19 other people have ever done that out of the 100 billion people that have ever walked the surface of this planet. Only 19 people have thrown 3,000 strikeouts in the MLB. Absolutely crazy to think about. Clayton Kershaw is currently sitting at 2,997 strikeouts. He played against the Rockies. He needed 8 strikeouts. He was sitting at 2,992, and he was playing the Rockies, and it was like, is he going to hit it this game? Is he not going to hit it this game? That's a lot of strikeouts for him. It's going to be borderline. And then it's Colorado. I understand that, like, he's been good this season, but it just wasn't at the point where it's like you kind of want to do that in LA. You're going to get the standing ovation. The game's probably going to be stopped. I don't really know what all they're planning for Wednesday, but yeah, he came up 3 short. He pitched a great outing. It was a great outing. All season he has had great outings, unlike the last couple of seasons. I mean, it's the revival of Clayton Kershaw. I say he plays till he's 50, but that's just me. But he's been looking really, really good. It's going to be on Wednesday against the White Sox in Dodger Stadium. I'm hoping in the first 2 or 3 innings. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one to watch. You're going to want to watch that. You are witnessing history. The only 2 other guys and currently in Major League Baseball that have 3,000 strikeouts are Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, I believe. I believe those are the only 2 guys that have 3,000 strikeouts currently in the MLB. And other than those 2 and not even Kershaw yet, there's only 17 other people in the history of the MLB that have ever done this. I mean, this guy is coming back. Clayton Kershaw, let me look at Kershaw's 2025 stats. He is on fire this season. I was fortunate enough to watch him in LA. Absolute beauty of an outing. He is 4-0 with a 3.03 ERA. He's played in 8 games. He's pitched just shy of 40 innings with 29 strikeouts and a 1.190 whip just this season. He has been on fire this season. He is going to come back. I'm hoping this isn't his last season just because of how the way he looks. What is that? Yeah, he's faced 156 batters, ERA plus 132. What other? Went over his whip. His hits per 9 inning is at a 7.7, which isn't bad. That's not even a hit an inning. It's just wild. He is, again, yeah, that's also incredible. 1.2 home runs per game, per 9 innings, pretty much. And then 3 walks per 9 innings. So he's walking a guy every 3 innings. The dude's insane this season. And people are talking about, yeah, this is going to be his last season. Yeah, he's facing he's going to go for his 3,000 strikeout. He's really, really good this season. He's better than most starters, most aces in the league right now. I think I could confidently say that. Clayton Kershaw is better than most aces in the MLB right now. Is that too much to say? I think that's fair saying that. He just hasn't had a horrible outing. He's had like 1 or 2 horrible outings. Other than that, been incredible. 4-0, 3.03 ERA. The dude's back. The dude's back and better than ever. Let's talk about Marcus Stroman. So Marcus Stroman, he hasn't been playing since April. He's been in rehab assignments. His knees been uncomfortable or something. But I was reading more on it today. Marcus Stroman feels ready to return to the mound for the New York Yankees after able to manage pain in his left knee stemming from a torn ACL a decade ago. In 2015, when he was in the minors for the Blue Jays, he tore his ACL. Obviously came back, was with the Blue Jays, now with the Yankees, and has done pretty good for himself in the last 10 years. But he's been in rehab assignments, and he has not been looking that good. He hasn't pitched since April, like I said, not looking good in these rehab starts. He is in 3 rehab appearances with Double-A that began on June 11th. Stroman is 0-1 with a 6.97 ERA. He has allowed 5 runs, 10 hits, and 2 walks over 3 2/3 innings on Wednesday against Detroit's Double-A affiliate. This is his response to all this. He says, "I'm someone who definitely needs kind of the intensity to turn it on. So looking forward to kind of getting back out there," Stroman says. So his kind of backdoor excuse to all this bad outings in Double-A is that he doesn't need to win them. He doesn't feel the pressure, that he needs the pressure. And I think that's what he's kind of arguing is like, hey, you're not giving me the pressure that I need to perform well. Which I think that's just kind of an excuse why he has a 6, almost 7 ERA in the Double-A. So I think he'll come back. I think he'll be fine. It's just a little excuse, I'm gonna say. He said, it's my ACL knee that I tore 10 years ago. So just figuring out how to deal with the soreness, the aching, and mechanically figuring out how to get away from kind of overdoing it into my knee. Oh, I cannot read today. He says, when I'm more efficient mechanically, my knee's taking less stress. But then he was just saying that he needs more stress and pressure mentally. I don't know. Marcus Stroman's a weird character. I think he's just kind of making an excuse. He was 10-9 with a 4.31 ERA in 29 starts and 1 relief appearance over 155 innings last season. Boone said that he discounted the last minor league outing. He says it was a smoking hot day for veteran guys that's pitching for his 3rd one. I don't know. Yeah, how do you just take away an outing in a rehab start? Like, I don't know. I'm not a Stroman. I'm not gonna say I'm not a Stroman. I like watching Stroman. I appreciate what he's done for the Yankees and Blue Jays and stuff. I just feel like this is all one big excuse for him. That's just me. That's just me. Let's talk about the Mets. They suck. The Mets suck. They are 3 in their last 15 games. They have lost 12 of their last 15 games. After they lost to the Pirates, they had a players-only meeting where Nimmo and Lindor kind of led this meeting, and they claimed that it was beneficial, which, I'm not going to deny that. But yeah, it gets to a point. They haven't been playing good baseball lately. Saturday, they lost 9-2 against the Pirates, and again, they had that players-only meeting to address stuff. Brandon Nimmo gave a pretty direct summary of what the meeting kind of entailed of. He says, we're not playing well. He said they put things out there, talked about it as a team, and moved on. Lindor said that the meeting was beneficial. He says everybody is pulling for each other. There's a sense of urgency. Everybody loves one another. Everybody is on the same page. And, I think that they're going to come back. Pete Alonso said that it was a productive gathering. They're going to end up being fine. They're still 2nd in the NL East, I believe. Let me double check that, make sure I'm not lying live in front of people. Where did I put the Major League Baseball stats? Or not stats, standings. Here we go. Yeah, they're only a half game behind the Phillies. They're still doing good. They are 48-36 at the time of this recording. They've done horrible. Last week, I guess I should say 2 weeks ago when I was talking about them, they were ahead of the Phillies. The Phillies were only a few games behind. The Phillies have been on fire recently. Not even on fire. The Phillies have been average recently. They just have kind of caught up. The Mets, they're going to be fine. They're going to make the playoffs. Juan Soto's finally kicking it in. Juan Soto's actually been doing incredible in the month of June. They're going to be fine. The Braves are still 9 games behind them. They'll be okay. I think they're worrying a little bit too much, but I understand that they need to kind of kick it in and beat the Phillies. You don't want to be clashing with the Phillies for the next 4 months, and then when it comes to postseason, you're burnt out because you were just kind of battling with the Phillies all season. I think they're going to come back from the All-Star break. They're going to be okay. They're going to be fine. They're going to resume. They're going to be better than ever, and they're going to be ahead by the Phillies by 4.5 games at the end of the season. That's just me. But they do need to kind of lock it in. It's not super urgent. They're still fine. Luckily, the Braves, Marlins, and Nationals suck this season. But I think they'll be okay. But speaking of teams that were supposed to be good and that are bad now we have good teams that were supposed to be bad. The Tampa Bay Rays have been on fire. Let's just say that. They have been on fire. They are, as of this time of this recording, which this could change any day now, and the Dodgers game is delayed in Kansas City. That is wonderful. But the Rays are half game behind the Yankees right now in the AL East, which last season was arguably the hardest division in Major League Baseball. Now they are a half game behind the Yankees. Now that could be because the Yankees have sucked recently. I'm the one to say, yes, the Yankees suck recently. But the Rays, they are going to make the postseason, I think. I think that they're going to make the postseason. Now, you might be saying, oh, great, the Rays are making the postseason. Good for them. But think about it from a business perspective. What is different about the Rays than any other team in the league right now? They are in a minor league facility with only 10,000 seats. Now, what happens in the postseason with 10,000 seats? They get filled up quickly. It's not really run by the team, but more of the MLB, and they're going to lose a lot of money. They're going to have maybe 2,500 seats open for fans. Not good. They need to find a better stadium. So, this has sparked some, not controversy, but just some discussions about what will happen if and when the Rays make the playoffs this season, because they can't play in Steinbrenner. It's just not going to happen. I was looking up, so yeah, here you go. This is from Front Office Sports. It says seating about 10,000 fans, limited capacity of the spring training home of the Yankees runs into stark contrast with MLB League's Championship Series and World Series, the ALCS and the World Series, playoffs rounds that have game operations managed at a league level instead of an individual team, which is also crucial to this matter. They said within those league requirements are roughly 7,500 seats per World Series game set aside for a variety of non-fan needs, such as player, visiting teams, broadcast partners, sponsors, media, and other groups. So if you take all that into account, that would mean that again, there are 10,000 fans. You can see about 10,000 fans. But then you got guys trying to get seats for their families. You got bigger broadcasts, media, all that stuff. And again, that kind of doesn't trickle in too much into the 10,000 fans. But that a little bit it does. So that means you only have about 60, no, what am I? I'm trying to do math in my head. That would mean you only have about 8,500 to 6,500 fans in attendance for an ALCS. And if we go to last year's ALCS fans 2025, how many fans, let me just look up, how many fans were in attendance for the 2025 ALCS? And we will see that number is not publicly available. But that number is not... Alright, so the exact total attendance for the 2025 ALCS is not available, but the 2024 ALCS total attendance... oh no. The average attendance... Alright, here we go. This is a little bit swayed, but the 2024 World Series average was 50,621 people per game. So let's just say we cut down 10,000 of that, which is not true. I mean, all these games are going to be sold out either way. But let's just say 40,000 people per game in ALCS. We are still not even at a quarter of that. The MLB and the Rays will lose so much money. So we have to start thinking about, where is this team going to play? Where are the Rays going to play if they make the postseason and they have a home field advantage? Obviously, like I said, they can't be playing in Steinbrenner. Just not enough stands. It's just not practical. It's Florida. It's going to rain. It's just not good logistically. So you could be in other minor league ballparks. You could go in different facilities not owned by MLB or MLB affiliates, stadiums, whatever. What I say you do is you go to the Marlins Stadium. The Marlins are not going to make the playoffs. I will put $1,000 on that right now. They are not going to make the playoffs. I'd bet $1,000 and get back $1,001, like $1,001. It's just not going to happen. And the Marlins, out of the few people that go every season, the Marlins actually have a really, really nice stadium. In my opinion, at least, I think that they have a really nice stadium. I've been there a handful of times. So that would kind of lose the home field advantage for the Rays. But let's be honest, the Rays aren't making the World Series. I think they're just kind of in this up and up right now. They're not making the World Series, at least in my opinion. I don't think that they're making the World Series. But I think that, you go to Miami, you stay there, it's a dome. You don't got to worry about rain and stuff. They have plenty of seating. They don't even, in the regular season, obviously, because it's the Marlins and nobody goes to watch the Marlins, they don't even let anybody sit in the top deck. I mean, the upper deck. That's just how the Marlins are. But yeah, there is plenty of seating. We saw Savannah Bananas selling out stadiums like that. There is enough seats to fit an ALCS game in the Marlins Stadium comfortably. So I think that's fine. I think that's where you go with that. But then you lose the home field advantage, a home field part for the Rays, which obviously they've lost this entire season pretty much because they are in the Yankees minor league stadium instead of Tampa Bay because of the hurricane last year. But yeah, that's just how it is. I don't know. There's no solution. There's no solution to this storyline. It's just something we got to start thinking about. Not we, MLB and the Rays. Let's move on to the Ketel Marte situation. Ketel Marte seemed visibly upset in last week, and it was, for a few days, somebody said something about his mom, which unfortunately passed away in 2017, I believe due to a car accident, and very upsetting to see. Everybody was against this fan. This fan was publicly this fan was publicly identified, and without any investigation or nothing, was permanently banned from all MLB stadiums for the rest of his life. This kid's like a 20-year-old guy, made a mistake. So then it comes out a few days later that he made a "your mom" joke, which, let's be honest, we've all made your mom jokes before. We've all made your mom jokes. You can admit it or not. We've all made the "your mom" jokes before. But I personally don't think that fan, who I believe was a White Sox fan, knew about Ketel Marte's mom. Now, I'm not sticking up for the fan. I'm not sticking up for the fan. I do think that it was a little harsh of a punishment. Now, I'm not bashing Ketel Marte. I get it. You're reminded of your dead mother, who's probably risked a lot for you. I get it. Troy Lavello yelling at the fan kicked out, no investigation, fans publicly identified, scared to come out of his house now, not ever being able to watch live Major League Baseball again for your mom joke. Again, I'm not sticking up for the fan, but I feel like it's harsh. I feel like it's lesson definitely learned for the fan, but I feel like it's very, very harsh. It's a very harsh punishment. What I say you do is, put a hold on that ban for now. MLB goes under investigation. All stories align up right now. Like what Ketel Marte's saying, what the fans saying, what MLB's saying, it all lines up. The kid made a "your mom" joke. Ketel Marte went out thinking about his dead mom. It's sad. It's sad for Ketel Marte, and that's just what all stories are saying. What I say you do is put a hold on this ban right now. He's still banned, but we'll look into it. We'll look into the ban. And what I say they do is that they suspend him from all major league stadiums for the rest of this year and next year. You know what? Lesson learned. Don't talk about your fans like that. Just don't talk to players like that. What I say you do is you suspend him from all Major League Baseball games for the rest of this season, next season, all White Sox games, because he was at a White Sox stadium saying something to a player bad to an opposing player. So I assume he's a White Sox fan. It's in the White Sox stadium. So I say he's suspended from the White Sox stadium for 5 years. All right? He's 25. He's going to be more mature, 25 to 30 years old. However old he'll be in 5 years. So then that's it. And then he's allowed back, and that's that. I say him and actually I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, I feel like I'm not sticking up from either side. I'm definitely not putting Ketel Marte down. Obviously, he has the right to be emotional on the field when he's reminded of his dead mom. And I feel for Marte. I just feel like the public identification part is kind of what makes me mad. There are people threatening this kid for making a your mom joke. Again, he's going to learn he's learned his lesson. I can almost guarantee you he's learned his lesson by now. But yeah, I kind of feel bad for the kid, though. I feel like it's not really fair for the kid. I don't think he knew. I don't know. I'm not sticking up for the kid. I'm just saying, I don't know. I feel like it was a harsh punishment. I do. I feel like it's a harsh punishment. And I think that's it. I think that's all I really got. I was going to say something else, but I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, that's enough for that. I'm trying to think about what I was going to say about that. I was going to say something else. It's like right there too. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, hey, now that the NBA and the NHL playoffs are over, and NFL's obviously not starting up for another couple of months, we only have Major League Baseball and the Women's National Basketball Association to watch. Those are the only two things that we can watch. So therefore, and we got European soccer, but who cares about that? We're American here. But with that being said, I've been watching some WNBA recently. I've been watching quite a bit of WNBA recently, and the WNBA is gaining fans at an exponential rate right now. And it's not just because of one person, you know? It's because of Caitlin Clark. You got Breanna Stewart. You got Asia Wilson. And I think that's pretty much it. I think those are really the only people that have grown the sport of the WNBA. I think that's it. I think just maybe there are some other ladies that are also there. But you know what? I think those are the three main women that are like expanding the league. And I believe, and I don't know if this is statistically correct, but I think that the WNBA is the fastest growing league in the world right now, sports wise. And I think that's crazy to think about. They are gaining fans every single day. I mean, even right here. I mean, we're watching the WNBA. Like, we're watching the WNBA. Like, it's just gonna happen. But yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to see the WNBA. It's exciting. It's not as exciting as NBA. Now there's some jokes that you can make. Like, and I'm not saying that they're jokes. They just miss a lot more than NBA. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of funny to watch some of that. But like to watch Caitlin Clark and her competitiveness, that's my favorite player. But just to watch the WNBA as opposed to the NBA, it's different on a different level. It's cool to watch. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. But you know what? You're watching a lot of baseball, but here we're gonna be at the All-Star break, and then we're just gonna have WNBA on. You gotta get to know your WNBA. All right. What do we got on the TikTok Live? Anybody on the TikTok Live? For you guys that are on the TikTok Live, make sure to follow if you have not already. I'm talking to you guys. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to you guys. We are here on the TikTok Live. Make sure to follow if you guys are watching on the podcast. Well, follow us on TikTok. And yeah, we are here. Let me move to the tab. We are here going to rank the top 5 sounds in sports. Oh, you got some beautiful sounds in sports. But at number 5, you have the sneaker squeaks. You know, in the NBA, you just hear ding, ding, ding. I'm not going to try to make the sounds. I'll pop it up here and post, edit. But it's just an amazing sound. I was trying to think of sounds for this. I had the idea. I could only think of really 4. And I had to think of a 5th one. And this was the 5th one I could think of. So that goes in at number 5. At number 4, you have the fans cheering. Especially when you're at a live event. Hearing the fans cheer after a home run or a logo 3 or a Hail Mary touchdown. Whatever. When you just hear the fans erupt. That is just one of the greatest sounds in the world. I mean, it's the number 4 sound in sports, but I mean, just hearing that, and I know you guys can hear it right now, just thinking about it. It's just the wave of cheers going around. It's just cool. It's just really, really cool to me. But that is at the number 4. But making podium in hockey, you have ice skates. You know when they slide and skate across the rink. I mean, just the glide, the groove. It's a sound, the game moving fast and players locked in, you know what I'm saying? It makes the podium spot at number 3. But at number 2, you have the swish of the net in basketball. You just have the perfect, it's just a perfect pitch. It just goes through, perfect swish. You can't get better than that in basketball. Just a nice swish. It's just a perfect sound. You can listen to it all day. And then the number 1 greatest sound in all of sports is the crack of a baseball bat. You just hear it and you know that it was just hit in the sweet spot, which the sweet spot isn't that big in a baseball bat. You just know it's hit there at the perfect launch angle and it's going to be hit. It's going to be a home run into left center field. You just know exactly what's going to happen as soon as you hear that bat. That's just the greatest sound in sports. So those are your top 5 sounds in sports. Let's move on to the NBA. Breaking news. LeBron James is going to opt into his $52.6 million option with the Lakers. This happened literally just this morning, just a few hours ago. The Dodgers are playing. Oh, no, the game got delayed. I forgot about that. But the Lakers star, LeBron James, is exercising his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-2026 season. Rich Paul told ESPN I was literally watching it. I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm going to talk about that on the podcast. But he wants to compete for a championship next season and potentially beyond, and will be closely monitoring the Lakers' moves and whether the team is positioning itself this offseason to field a title contending roster. Now, Rich Paul, who is LeBron James' agent, came out with an interesting statement, which I'm going to elaborate on. But first, he said LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that. But he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we have had for 8 years with Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that. Are supportive and want what's best for him. So is that hinting that LeBron James might be going somewhere else to end off his career? I don't know, but that is what I'm getting from that statement from Rich Paul. Never trust a guy with 2 first names, by the way. But yeah, that is... yeah, I don't know. But then what happens to Bronny? My first reaction was, is Bronny going to move with him? Is Bronny going to get stuck in the G League? Is Bronny going to get cut? It's just wild to think about. Potential move. This is his 23rd season. LeBron James' 23rd season. So is that like a hint that hey, 23 is going to end it on his 23rd season? This is going to be the longest career in NBA history. He is going to make history as soon as he plays a second in the 2025-2026 season. Farewell tour. Just do a farewell tour. You know, you don't got to do anything special. I think it's a little much asking for another finals, but hey, you do what you got to do. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We don't got much on it right now. It just happened this morning. I just had to read a little bit on it to report on it here. But yeah, more NBA news. Jalen Williams signs a 3-year, $24 million extension with the Thunder. Feel the thunder. But yes, he is obviously the center forward in the championship team. He signed a 3-year, $24 million contract extension with the franchise. The Thunder declined Williams' $2.1 million team option and negotiated. They went a little bit back and forth with his agents and the team, and ultimately resulted on this. The Thunder announced Williams' multi-year extension just this morning, but did not disclose the terms for that. He did miss the first 2 months of the season with the hamstring injury. I believe he strained his hamstring or something like that. He returned late December, and then obviously won the NBA Finals just last week. He averaged 5.9 points and 5.6 rebounds per game while shooting nearly 40% from three last season. But yeah, that's just a little news. NBA news. All right, let's move on to my favorite segment, Hall of Fame, yay or nay. All right, Hall of Fame, yay or nay. We got ourselves Jacob deGrom, two-time Cy Young winner, 4-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, ERA title, played for the Mets for the most of his career, and then been with the Rangers ever since. He has 48 wins above replacement in his career with a 92-59 win-loss with a 2.49 career ERA, playing in over 230 games, almost 1,500 innings pitched with 1,760 strikeouts. He has led the league in ERA in 2018 with a 1.70 ERA, 2.18 ERA plus, fielding independent pitching of a 1.98, and then home runs per game per 9-inning game at a 0.4. That is also the year that he won Cy Young, and then he won Cy Young the year after that. But yeah, what else? He led the league in strikeouts a couple times. He led the league. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, great career. I think it's a yay. I think it's a pretty obvious yay too. He's not done with his career yet. He is 8-2 right now this season with a 2.08 ERA. Still at it. With just shy of 100 innings pitched. All right, it is a yay for Jacob deGrom into the HatTrick Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you guys for watching the 105th episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Make sure you follow on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you can find us. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, your Alexa, iHeartRadio even, YouTube for all the visuals, and we will see you guys next week for episode 106.